someone. Always trust my gut.
Hello and welcome to Gutted. I'm Aleece.
And I'm Tony, and we're here to spill our guts about horror film trailers.
Today we have another horror trailer review. We will be reviewing the trailer for Slotherhouse, one that I am particularly excited for. It was released on August 30th, 2023, and this film is directed by Matthew Goodhue and written by Bradley Fowler and Cady Lanigan.
All right, let's check out that trailer.
So cute. What is that?
That's a sloth. If you're interested, I could sell you that one.
They're really that slow?
Maybe they just tricked us all.
In the jungle, she's a beta, but out here, she's an alpha.
Alpha?
It is a wild animal. You don't even know what it eats.
Alpha?
It's a slotherhouse.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. All right, that was the trailer for Slotherhouse.
Slotherhouse.
Which looks like a sorority house slasher featuring a sloth.
Yeah.
What else do you want to say about this trailer?
I mean, it's all in the title. Honestly, it's the title that hooked me, not the trailer.
This is one of those movies where they came up with the title before they came up with
anything
the movie.
else. Yeah.
All right. So in the trailer, we get first scene of a girl who's about to take a shower. She gets reverse psychoed.
Reverse psychoed.
And the sloth has like a loofah and stabs her.
I don't know. I think that's debatable. It could just be a loofah to the face.
Yeah, something like that. And then we see scenes of like, what is it? It's a sloth. And then it's being bagged out in the jungle.
Kind of like Dead Alive style, where it's like the rat monkey is captured by people that want to sell it for money.
So maybe someone's poaching sloths.
Yeah.
And they shoot the sloth and bag it, bring it to the sorority house for some reason.
It kind of seems like a flimsy social commentary on people that want an exotic animal for TikTok cred.
Yeah, and then the sloth is also fast, maybe? And
I don't think he is.
Well, there's someone in the, like a voiceover in the trailer that says, maybe they've been tricking us this whole time. Someone else is like, I thought they were slow. And then it's like driving a car, like
that's
a little.
That's why he's fast. He's a car.
And also like browsing the internet, like a dating site.
What?
Yeah, the sloth was on a computer. And
no way.
How did you miss that?
I totally missed that. I saw a sloth in a cute pink Power Wheel.
Here, I'm going to go right back to that.
And I saw another cute sloth.
Here's clearly a sloth.
Yeah, he's at a party. He's in a Power Wheel.
Is clearly browsing the internet here. All right, we just had to go back to that just because I can't believe you missed that.
Because I was hung up on the cute sloth in the Power Wheel. It hooked me. I mean, it tricked all the sorority girls too. Because what's cuter than an animal that's being anthropomorphized?
Right. And a killer animal. Actually, you know what? The sloth as a slasher is quite clever because the sloth's talons.
Yeah, they're three really sharp claws.
Right. They're like these big, long claws.
Makes sense.
Does make sense.
So I believe it.
And this sloth looks like maybe it's a puppet. It looks like a pretty bad puppet.
But I really like that it's actually a puppet and not a CGI sloth.
True, yeah. I'll give it that, yeah.
So even like that, I've always said like even bad practical effects are good practical effects.
And then, in the trailer, then we have a bunch of different sorority girls, and they're talking about like, out there, she's a beta. In here, she's an alpha.
Yeah. And
are they talking about the sloth? They're talking about someone else? We don't know.
Oh, I think they're talking about the sloth.
That's what I thought too, but.
Yeah, like in the jungle, the sloth in general is a beta kind of animal. But amongst humans, we are the betas.
I don't know about all that, but
yeah.
All right.
You haven't had a sloth in your home before because they're not typically pets. But if they were, then they would get you.
Right. Okay.
They're a lot more devious than you think.
Well, to me, this movie is clearly a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Because you can't take something like this serious.
No. It does seem like they came up with the name. They got this cute little animal. And then they're like, okay, it has to have some sort of message. So they weaved in this like kind of flimsy social commentary. Like, this is what you get for having your exotic pets instead of a cat and a dog. And I don't care. I will still watch it. I'm watching it for the cute little sloth puppet going on Tinder, trying to find himself or herself, themselves a date.
Right. So this is basically just like meme comedy horror.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be god awful.
It's a series of funny memes crammed into, how long is it? 80 minutes?
This is like one of those things that actually pops up on, it did pop up in our social media threads and had several friends send us like, hey, have you seen this trailer?
This is the only film that we have been requested to review.
Right. But I think that speaks more on our viewers need to request more movies for us to
Please request more
review.
movies. This one was requested 3 times. And we're like, well, we have to. Done deal.
Oh, yeah. All right. Does this movie remind you of anything?
Yeah, it does. It reminds me of that movie Slacks about the killer genes.
Okay.
where it's like
ridiculous premise slasher,
horror comedy slasher, where it's like, okay, let's take the most inane idea, the most innocuous item, your genes, and they're gonna kill you.
I mean, horror movies have been doing this for quite some time. I just remember movies like Zombievers. There's tons of these sort of ridiculous killers, but this one's nice because it's not a creature feature per se. It's like it's a creature slasher.
I would still call it a creature feature. A lot of people say that Jaws is a slasher. It has the same kind of formula as a slasher.
Okay.
But I agree with you. It does remind me a lot of Zombiever. Even the title, it's like a clever mashup, sinister title with this innocuous animal, a beaver.
That's the first thing that I thought of when I saw Slotherhouse.
That makes sense. That one had come out a while ago and I haven't seen it in a while, but I did watch Slacks just a couple of years ago.
All right. Predictions. I feel like we did kind of make some predictions already, but any other predictions?
Yeah, this lady's going to get a little animal and someone's like, oh, this animal's an alpha, and she's all amped about it. She's like, oh, cool, that's the name now. Like, she's not really hearing what the person's trying to warn her about, and she's just thinking, that's a good name. I'm in a sorority and I like the Greek alphabet, so that's the animal's name. And I think Sloth is going to kill all of her friends, and people are going to be like, hey girl, this is happening, you need to give that sloth back to the jungle. And she's going to be like, no, it's my friend. I love my sloth. My sloth isn't doing anything wrong. You can't prove that.
My sloth is just chilling with my abundance of plushy animals.
And unicorns. She obviously lives in her own fantasy world because she still has all these plushies at her sorority house.
Right. Still has the Barbie car.
She has the Barbie car. So she does seem like she has a loose grip on reality in general.
So maybe the entire movie is going to be a dream sequence. She wakes up at the end. Wait, who is the she who's the main character? Is it the brunette?
Yeah, the brunette who's like, oh, that's a cute animal. I want that.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
I think she just collects cute things.
Okay. Yeah, actually, yeah. I can get on board with that for sure.
Yeah.
She's a collector of cute things. She hasn't quite matured or grown up.
No. And they're like, girl, you got to grow up. What's her name? I keep calling her Emily. Emily, you got to grow up and get with reality. And she has this giant smile on her face for the entire first half of the trailer.
Right.
Like, obviously not listening to anyone. Yeah.
Okay. There was a moment in the trailer where there were people in red robes that looked like some sort of cult hazing.
Oh.
You know, sort of like a sorority girl hazing, but it becomes a little more occult style.
Like that movie Skulls. Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, or The Initiation.
Yeah. I think
Something like
so.
that.
Oh, and do sororities and fraternities have to have some sort of like mascot? Maybe this is like the sorority mascot that she's chosen.
Okay. Yeah. Neither of us were in a sorority or fraternity. So
No,
we
I
don't
did
know
rush.
too much.
I
We did-
rushed one time for the food.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't make it. I didn't even get any food.
What?
I don't know. I was
Did
really
you wait?
upset.
So by rushing, because I think when you rush, it's like a multi-day event. Was this a multi-minute event for you?
I didn't make it past the first
I think
5
when you
minutes.
rush, if I know just from watching raunchy 80s comedies and a lot of horror slashers,
Yeah.
when you rush, it's usually like you're trying to get into the fraternity or sorority. So you are sort of like a, or is that pledging?
I have no
Maybe
idea.
I don't. Maybe I don't know the
I
difference.
didn't make it very far at all, obviously.
All right.
My friend and I, shout out to Kathy, we had this great idea. Like, hey, how do we get free food? I know, let's go rush. And we didn't really know what that meant. We just thought we're going to get free food.
I think you just thought like the term rush. You thought it was going to be like, I don't know.
Like, hurry, go get the food.
Yeah. Rush on over. There's a buffet. Whoever eats the most food is in the sorority.
Now I'm like laughing at like, what a terrible idea that was.
I'm sure one of many in college.
Hey, that's the time.
Yeah.
That's the time to make terrible ideas and to buy a sloth in the black market.
Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. And, you know, this movie is clearly very low budget. And I didn't recognize anyone in it. Did you recognize anyone in
I
it?
recognize nobody, and I looked each of these people up, and it looks like it's one of their first, if not their first, feature.
Right. Okay. So we have some good indie comedy horror here.
I mean, you say it's low budget, but actually, like the sound quality looks pretty good. The camera quality looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, you know, there's varying degrees of low budget.
Yeah,
but it's not like a Marvel movie, and it's not like
I would call
it's not
it
even an A24 type movie, you know.
No, I would say it's a modest budget, but it seems like well made for perhaps the budget that they had.
If I had to guess, I would say this had like a no more than a $2 million budget.
I have no idea about budgets,
One or
honestly.
two. That's pretty low.
I'm guessing they had enough money to feed everybody Subway sandwiches.
It's expensive to make movies, so
It's expensive to feed them all too. So.
yeah, and you got to feed a sloth now, and
Just feed a sloth, and we don't know what they eat.
exactly.
They eat sweaters. Got to go through a lot of sweaters.
Let's check out the poster for Slotherhouse.
I have not seen this poster, and I love it. Oh my god.
Okay, so the poster, we have Slotherhouse, don't rush, die slow. And then there is our main character holding a Greek lettered paddleboard with some blood on it.
Yep.
Do you know those Greek letters? I mean, I'm guessing
Is that like epsilon?
Epsilon, Alpha, Omega.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
an actual fraternity sorority?
Epsilon, alpha, omega. Is that an alpha sign? That would make sense because she names the sloth Alpha.
Is someone wielding a knife or a katana? I don't know.
Oh yeah, the girl in the back has a katana.
Yeah, it looks like there's a girl who's kind of ditzy, and then there's someone who looks like a little more hardcore.
Yeah,
and
someone looks like she's not sure where she is, and another one looks like she's about
she's oozing
to
this like bitchy
confidence. I'm gonna eat you
Yeah.
breakfast. Another one looks nervous. Yeah, and the katana girl, she's ready to battle. Yeah, that looks like a fun crew.
And the sloth is hovering above them with its claws out in a very sinister fashion, almost like it's doing
Plotting.
the little finger, you know, what do you call that?
You know, like when you're plotting, you're like, hee 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 hee.
Yeah, like a Mr. Burns like finger.
Yeah,
finger
Mr.
tapping
Burns
thing.
finger plotting. I love the tagline. It's simple and clever. Don't rush, die slow. Clever.
All right, good
So-
job. So, what's the merch you're gonna get here? Are you gonna get this on a sweater?
Everything. I want some gloves with actual sloth nails. not actual sloth nails. I don't want them to like, harvest sloth nails.
Yeah.
But fake ones.
Yeah. There was some discussion of like putting this poster in our podcast room, but we're in our podcast room and we have no posters.
Okay. This is the perfect one to finally put in our dorm room. This is the poster to
I just have to enroll back into college
we have
as an
to
undergrad.
take out some more student loans, go back to college and get this poster and put it in the dorm room.
And I actually put it in your sorority house.
Yeah, I'll have to rush again.
Right. And you can get all the free food.
Hope so. Still hungry.
All right. Great poster. Classic style slasher thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Now, with that said, is this movie all poster and trailer and social media buzz, or is it going to be something that is going to be enjoyable? And with that said, when are you going to see this? Because this came out earlier this year,
It did.
August 30th.
And we missed it when it came out. We had a lot going on though, so that's all right.
That's right.
I feel like if this movie is half as enjoyable as their clever title and tagline, then I'm ready to see this within the year.
All right. Within the year. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
This weekend, no.
This weekend, no?
No, not this weekend. That's ridiculous. But definitely within the year.
I feel like I'm going to wait till there's a large group of drunk or stoned people around me to watch this movie because that will make it more enjoyable.
When does that ever happen?
Never. So it's going on
Never.
the back burner because I have no friends.
That is not true. All of our friends are just very dispersed.
Right. Sorry, within the general vicinity.
It's usually just us watching these movies and
And 3 cats.
and 3 cats. So
That's
we're going to
right.
wait until all of our cats are stoned to watch this. Just kidding. Don't report us.
It's legal. What are you talking about?
Not legal for a cat to do it.
I didn't see anything against it.
I'm sure it's...
Maybe PETA will come after us. So for you, this is within the year.
Yeah.
This is either, it's, if it wasn't so clever, then it would be, I've seen all I need to see.
Yeah.
But because it is clever and it looks like it's going to be cute at least.
Exactly.
And maybe some laughable moments.
Yep.
Then it's going to go on the back burner for me.
Oh, man.
So I have to wait for the
So
right
even
moment.
though it's clever and cute, it's still on the back
I'm not
burner?
dying to see it, but when the moment comes, I will know. And if it happens to be when there is a large gathering at our house, or maybe it's just the 2 of us and
It's
we're
probably just going to be the 2 of us.
we're just blitzed out of our mind and we watch Slotherhouse and we laugh our asses off and the next day we forget what we watched.
I'll never forget. I'll remember everything. I'm thinking I'm going to watch it before this year's over.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know if that meant within the calendar year. I always assumed that meant you have 365 days to watch it.
Well, for this one, I have until New Year's Eve of 2023
Wow. Okay.
to watch this.
All right. Slotherhouse. Here we come.
Yeah.
All right. So that was Slotherhouse. Have you seen it? It's been out for a little while. Let us know. Shoot us an email or a comment on Instagram.
Yeah. Is it half as good as its clever tagline and title?
Don't spoil it for
Don't
us, though,
spoil.
because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, just say yes or no.
Yes, guttedhorrorpodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram at guttedhorrorpodcast. You can also find us in all the regular places where you get your content. On YouTube, if you'd like to watch and look at our podcasting room and Michael Meowers here and all of our lovely decorations. That is Gutted Horror Podcast is the channel.
Just start typing in like that little sloth. If the sloth can type on find things on Tinder, then you can find Gutted Horror Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. This has been another episode of
Gutted.
Gutted.